Thank God! It's another Ali day. This is not a normal vlog. Legit, guys, this is an emergency. We need to talk about something. Like, seriously, we need to talk about something. This is so important that we turned on a movie to occupy the children's time. Occupy time.
So we're here, it's a state of an emergency.
State of emergency. Crazy state of emergency. Right, Sai? Right. Right.
We have found ourselves in a bit of a conundrum.
Yes.
We don't know what we want to name Baby Ali 3. Sharif has given me, I want to say ultimate power, but not really.
But not really. I still have a vote, which you'll see. I still have a vote, but I did tell her ultimately the decision of this name is up to you. I'll still put my little into it, but I trust, babe, this is all you. This is all you.
So the reason why we're bringing it to you guys, I mean, obviously we wanted to surprise you guys with the name, but it's not working because, I don't know, like I'm really picky about things and I want to make sure that my man-child is not looking back at his name like, why did you name me that? And so I think that if I take a poll and we have a general feel of what others think of his name, he won't be linchpin to something that he may not like in the future. Now, obviously, we don't know who he'll be. But, you know, I don't like Felicia. You know what I mean? I think it's plain. I think it lacks character. I think it's simple. It's not me. And so, I mean, we had discussed the possibility of waiting for a year to name him. We also discussed maybe waiting until we've seen him. According to my mother-in-law, she thinks I'm going to just take one look at him and know the name. But it's not, I don't make decisions like that. I don't make snap decisions ever. So that's just simply not going to be the case. The dad believes that the name should have purpose. Should be full of purpose. It has
to have a meaning to it.
Whereas I think that the baby's name should just be different. I'm a huge fan of bold names. I like Barack. I love Keanu. I like standalone names. I don't favor titles. I don't favor titles.
Okay, because okay, like she's okay. You'll see why I'm having this reaction in a minute.
I don't favor titles, and I also don't favor like Blue, Chicago, North, Sir. I don't like words that have been turned into names. I like names. And so we're asking you guys because we have 5 names on the board. And of the 5 names, Sharif is really infatuated with one. I'm really infatuated with one. But we're not loving any of them. So what we're asking you guys to help us out is if you see a name that you like that we have on the board. Oh,
excuse me, I'm sorry.
Please drop the comment below. If you're like, I'm not feeling none of those names, and you have heard of a name that's different, that's not Sage or Seth or Silas or what are some of the names I'm seeing online? I'm just saying these names are so boring to me. Please drop the comment below. We're just gonna go ahead and get into it, and we'll explain the pros and the cons to each name as we go along. Please go ahead and share this video right now if you think that you know a name buff who would love to get in on this conversation.
Yes, please.
Thank you, baby.
Please
share
with them.
The video with that person and ask them to come onto our page and holla at your girl and your boy, because naming your child is just so serious. It's so serious. We knew what Sharif's name was going to be. Sharif knew when he was a teenager that he wanted a third. We actually, Saya is the nickname, the nickname. Saya is the initials of the Sharifs. And so that was pretty simple. But what we're having a hard time, like this is like a blank canvas name. You know, we don't have a theme of our life. So we really.
I have a theme of our life, but
what's your theme?
It's the reason why I have these names.
Oh, let me see.
The purpose that
What?
My theme is this. I think that this baby was conceived and will also be birthed from power, from strength, from authority, and from faith. I say that because Felicia and I lived in our hometown for 30 plus years, and then we made the move. That was one move that we didn't think that we would make. We uprooted our family, left our family of origin to this foreign state. And I mean, we've been making it do what it do through all these vicissitudes in life. And I believe that this was the strongest that Felicia and I have ever been as a couple, because we both made a move like boldly. So I think out of that energy and out of that spirit, Baby Ali 3 was conceived in that, and he'll be birthed in that. So the names that I chose were names that I believe they command authority and respect and power. I mean, you have a theme too. I just think your theme is like you want it to be different.
My theme is really I like different names.
Yes,
that's it. I want it to be a different name. I don't want it to be so abstract that it's distracting, or that, you know, as an African American man, he's dealing with what's your name?
Right.
You know, I want it to be bold. I want it to be standalone, and I just want him to be set apart. I truly believe that our kids are, you know, different. They're all unique. Well, the two that we have are unique in their own ways. And I think that this one will be unique as well. And I'm not into boring.
Right.
So without further ado.
Bam. There it goes. The names I chose, I gave you my reasoning. So the first name is Sultan. That was the first name that came to me. And I believe that this name...
Sultan! The
was
great
exactly
general!
Why we're not choosing this name, it seems, because that was her response. She said, Sultan! It just sounds like an old man with a baby with an old face, you know?
Right.
So, I'm like, okay.
Yes.
I guess Sultan is not in the running, but for me, it speaks to power and authority. So then I kept thinking, I'm like, oh shoot, how about Sire, right? And yes, we would, if Sire were the pick, it would be spelled like this, Syire. And again, I chose Sire out of respect. You know, it's someone who you would approach and you say Sire because it's a form of respect and authority that person has. But it's also
trendy.
A trending name. It's a trending name, and there are two celebrities that come to mind who have the name Sire. 50 Cent, he named his son Sire. I just found that out. And Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, one of his middle names is Sire. I don't need people thinking that I'm naming my boy Sire, or Felicia's naming our son Sire simply because 50 Cent or Will Smith. I'm like, no, that's not cool. We already have that with Saya. Our daughter's name is Saya, but it's spelled S-I-A. So some people are like, oh my God, Sia? Like, no, we're not naming it after the pop culture person. It's Saya. So these are the two names, Sultan and Sire. That's for me. Earlier, I had the reaction because my wife was like, I'm not into titles, I'm into names. Well, these are titles. These aren't names, obviously. These are titles that we would make into a name, but those are mine.
As for my names, I'm going with Sinone, which I made up off a whim. I love... No meaning, but I like the way it sounds. It's a standalone name. It's bold, in my opinion, and I like the way it looks. Nowhere can you type in Sinone and it'll come up.
She made the name up.
I made the name up. Precisely. And this is the name that our son thinks that his baby brother is right now. I came up with this name when I was about 11 weeks pregnant. We stopped calling him or referring to the baby as Sinone when I was about 24 weeks. Just because I, at some point, was like, I don't really know if I love this name. I don't know. I don't love any of them. You know what I mean? But if I had to choose one right now, it would be Sinone. So that's the leading one for me. Then there's Shinzo.
He's not Japanese.
I like Hawaiian and Japanese names, number one.
He's black.
Number two, it is very difficult to come up with an S name that's not boring. It just is. That's a fact. You can Google, put it in any of these name bases. These names, they're so boring.
I just want to kiss you. Okay.
So I like Shinzo. And together we came up with Samad, which is common in my opinion. But I was getting so frustrated that I was just like, we were gonna name Saya. One of the choices for Saya was also Samada, because her great grandmother is named Samada, and it's different. It's but whatever.
In a sense, you know, Samad seems like to me, and I just thought about this. Samad seems like a character that should have been in Boys in the Hood. Like, he sounds like a black boy from Compton who's trying to scrape his way out of the ghetto and get on the football team to make a better life for himself. That's what Samad sounds like to me. I don't know if it'll be Samad, but this is a name that we both agreed on. But again, we're not in love with any of the names.
We're not in love with any of the names. So if you guys see some name that you think would fit the family dynamic, our vibe, you know, if you're a part of the A-team, you know how we roll. You know that Sharif loves the Lord, and you know that I pretty much say what I want to say.
Yes.
And so you can put those two energies together. And come up with the name. And keep in mind that our son's name is Sharif, and our daughter's name is Saya. I like standalone names, and I don't like rhyming names. I'm just like, my husband said, you keep saying what you don't like. I need you guys to, because I really need your help. I'm like pleading the blood right now.
Right.
Because our moms and our brothers, who are our strongest supporters, they are back and forth. They're as non-committal as us. If we present a name, they say, then
present another name. It's like, oh, I like that so much. That may be it.
Right. Some of the names that we've been given, my cousin came up with Sonoble. Which I thought I liked for like 20 seconds, because Sharif actually means noble, and the Shah.
Right. One of our other smaller cousins thought of Saber. My mother-in-law came up with Sharon. It was some whole other S names that I was like, oh my God, where did you get these from? But I don't even remember what the names were, but they were out there.
A girlfriend came up with Seiko.
When something seems bad, turn it around and make something good. Blessings.